Hello, welcome everyone. We have some exciting news to be sharing with you today. We have something brand new that just launched at the beginning of September, and I'm so excited to be here to share it with you. So we're just going to wait a second as people start to trickle in here, say hi, hello, where are you watching from? It's always great to have you guys joining us live, and while watching on the replay, it's always fun to have you guys there as well. As always, if you have any questions, you can drop them into the comments and we will be sure to answer them as we go along. And Jen is also going to be in the background throwing in some links in there for you as well, so you can follow along with everything that is going on. So, good morning, Chris. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us live. And we're always happy when everybody watches on the replay too. So I just want to let everybody know it's okay. We do our best to try to get here, but please put in the comments. We'll be sure to answer them. So if you didn't get the emails, if you haven't been on the website right now, we launched a brand new program on the 1st of September, and it's called WeCollaborate. And so what we are doing is we are working with a featured designer every month, and we are showing you a great designer to follow. And part of it also that we like to collaborate with is under other wonderful businesses in the industry that fall into the category of yarn crafts or just into the category of crochet related, adjacent, however you want to say it. But people that you should be following along, you should be looking out for, that you're going to find really interesting. And this is super exciting for me. This is what I love to do. And I'm super excited for our first feature and our special guest today. She's somebody that I've known a long time. We've worked together before. And so this is exciting for me. I'm a total fangirl here, and I hope you guys fall in love as well and can become fans of her. So good morning to everybody who is there. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Ashley. It is great to see you all this morning. Well, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. Our guest is already in the evening, so we can say good evening as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring her in and we're going to start chatting. If you have any questions, let us know. If you're interested in the WeCollaborate, go ahead and use those links that Jen is throwing in the chat. You will find all the information. It's a great link to bookmark because that's what's going to get updated every month. So you'll just need one link to always see what we've got going on. So our guest today is Eula Designs. Hello.
Hey.
Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too.
Yeah, and so just so everybody knows, it is 7 p.m. right now where Eula is, and she is over in Israel. So guys, this is a big deal. Like, she's taken her time out to be able to see us in her evening, and we are so, so excited. So Eula has graciously agreed to be our first WeCollaborate featured business, and we are so excited about it. You might not know about her and her business, but that's why we're here. We're here to share and to share with you this and get you excited too. And let's start just there and talking about your business, what it's all about. So Eula does invisible spool knitting. Let me see. Let's grab a spool here. And so it's not really knitting because it uses a crochet hook, but it kind of has a knit stitch when you're done with it. It's like just this really awesome thing that you do with wire and this little starter that she developed. So maybe you could talk to us a little bit. Well, let's first of all, are you a knitter or crocheter? Or what craft has you in the craft world?
I knit with a crochet hook.
Okay.
So because the stitches they look knitted,
Mhm.
but I work with a crochet hook. So in terms of the movements and the overall feel, I'm a crocheter.
Yes.
But the result looks knitted.
Yes.
So from whenever I started, people used to send me remarks. It's not okay to call it crochet. It looks knitted. And when I use knitting, oh, it's not okay to use knitting. You use a crochet hook. So
Yeah.
I decided it's neither. It's ISK, the invisible spool knitting. It's knitting with a crochet hook.
Yes, there are those out there who are very strict about what you can call knitting, what you can call crochet. But here we just love anything that gets a hook in our hand and gets us making, right? And so when she's talking about a crochet hook, she's talking about a teeny weeny itty bitty steel crochet hook. But you don't have to worry, guys. You're not doing traditional crochet stitches, so it makes it so much easier to use one of these tiny hooks. So that's what you're using for invisible spool knitting. So tell us a little bit about that. Is this a technique that you learned somewhere or you developed it all on like from scratch?
I learned the basic stitch in Switzerland. 2006, I think it was. We were on a relocation period, and after a year of learning French and drinking a lot of coffee with all the international school moms, I my hands were hungry, and I found a little atelier, a little studio in Montreux. I don't know how to call it in English. Montreux, I think, the one with the jazz festival, you know. And I learned a lot of stitches, like 3 days marathon, pearl stringing, a lot of things. And for 2 hours, there was one stitch that we did with a crochet hook and wire. And I went home and I couldn't stop making. And the lady, she told us, you can do tubes, just make tubes, you know, crochet tubes. And I was like, okay. So I was making tubes, but I'm an industrial designer, and I couldn't just continue making tubes. And one thing followed the other, and I started developing this whole language around this little stitch, because it's a very simple stitch. You just grab wire and pull the hook, but everything around it, how to manipulate it, how to decrease, increase, make flat stitches, forms, everything, all the tools around it. This is all came from somewhere here. I can't even really tell from where, you know, just.
Yeah. And I do want to call out that sometimes when we're learning a new stitch or a new craft or whatever else, um, there can be like a little bit of a barrier for when you're starting because it's something new and you have to learn it. But I want to make sure that we call out that there is a video tutorial for every pattern that you have, correct?
Almost. Like,
Almost
yeah,
every.
like maybe 40 videos. I tend to make videos unless these are patterns that are based on other patterns, and then people that already know them know they want, you know, in short. They don't want me to teach them all from the beginning, but basically I teach things from scratch. So you don't need to know anything. And it's really funny because, as I told you before, it's easier to teach people that know nothing.
Yes.
So once you start, put aside everything you know and just, you know, like work from the left side of your brain and dive into it and follow the movements and the instructions, and magic will happen.
Yes, it truly is magic that happens. If you go and you check out the Eula Design website, which we'll put a link in there, you will see that you can make things from jewelry to you've done light fixtures, you've done home decor pieces. There's so many different things that you can do with this technique. And really, it's simple. Like the basics of what you need to know are very simple. And just like in knitting and crochet, it's the way you put your stitches together that make these really great pieces of artwork when you're all finished. And so instead of using uh, yarn as your medium, you're using thin wire, which you can purchase through Eula's website as well in different colors to make different pieces that you're doing. And I do want to just take a minute before we continue talking all about ISK and everything else. That part of the We Collaborate is not just telling you about Eula, but it's also getting you started and getting you excited for what she's got going on. And we have these wonderful featured kits that are available on our website right now, which is a great starter to get you interested, not interested, but get you acclimated to the craft. And you can get either a silver or a gold kit. And what you're able to do in the kit is make one of her rings. And you'll see in here in the kit, oops, you get always backwards. You get a little bit of teal wire, which is like when you're in knitting, it would be your like waste yarn that you're casting on with. You'll get your main color, which is either the gold or the silver. You'll get your turquoise little starter. And I have to say that this is special for us because normally all of the starters are orange. That's Eula's signature color, but she's working with us and we get to have a beautiful teal color just for WeCrochet. You'll also get the crochet hook that you need in here. And there's a QR code in here that you can go and download the pattern and get a video on how you're going to make the wide band ring. Do you have one of them with you that we could show everybody what it looks like?
Yes, I made one just before our talk.
Here, I'm going to bring your video up as the only one so that we can get it a little bit closer. Go ahead.
Okay, I hope you can see it.
Yes.
It's a band ring.
Oh, it's so lovely. Now, I know a little bit more here because I've been a follower. And this band ring, you've done other things with it. You have stitched beads into it and other things like that. So once you learn the basics, you can do so much with it to make it your own. And it's truly the foundation of what you need to know to really make anything else that is on the Eula Design site. Any of the other patterns are all going to be basically started exactly the same. So this is a really great project to get you started with. One of the other things that we should talk about is this kit is, you know, I would call it a beginner kit. Yes?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's a really great beginner kit to get you started. But once you fall in love, there are so many other things that you can do with invisible spool knitting and so many other kits that you can get. When I first found Eula, we were just talking about this. I don't even know how many years ago it was. I got like the big starter kit. So I got the little, hold on, I'm all twisted up here in my wire, but I got one of the little starters like you would get in the kit that we have on our site. There's a medium size and a large size, so you can do so many things. Necklaces, bracelets, there's like a pomegranate you can make. So you have to check out the site and everything else. But so you can go on to the Eula Design website and you'll be able to upgrade, so to speak, into some of these bigger starters so that you can make different projects. There's also a draw plate. And you may want to show yours because mine's the really one that's wood. They're now this really great orange color. And that's going to help you to pull the wire through or your tube through when you're done so that you can make it smaller for different projects. And it holds your crochet hook. Right now, I got mine in a plastic box, which still works, but it's so nice with the upgrades over the years that you can kind of keep everything all together.
Yes, and there's also a slot for the flat designs.
Yes. Oh, I don't have that. Man, now I'm going to have to get another tool. But there are so many different things that you can do, and she has all the tools. I love, too, that it's so cool to me that you 3D printed the starters so that, you know, from start to finish, it's fully handmade. You know, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I also want to tell you guys about her really great book that I have. So this is another option if you don't want to buy. Let me rewind. Over on the Eula Design website, you can buy kits that have the starters, the wire, the pattern, and everything else. You can also buy patterns. So once you have the starter kits, you don't need to keep rebuying them because you reuse them over and over. You'll just buy the additional pattern PDFs and videos of what you want. But you can also go print and get a book which has some of the patterns that you can get on the website, and I think a couple that you can't get on the website as well. Here,
you can't get on. Yeah, that's a ring.
Yeah, so this is the ring in the kit, except it's bumped up because it's got some beads in it. So a lot of things that you can learn from there. But this is a really great book because it really does walk you through the techniques that you're going to get in the videos, but it's in a photocopy, you know, photo tutorial. Oh my gosh, I was losing that word. It's in a photo tutorial, so you can also grab her book. It's got 17 patterns in it. It's phenomenal. I love it. If you can't tell, I'm a total fangirl. I've been for a long time, and I'm so excited to get to share with all of you guys to make it I even wore my earrings today that I made. This one has a Swarovski crystal in it, and then the back is a cup. I don't even know what you'd call it.
I think bezel or something like
Bezel, yes. Thank you. But so, yeah, you make this with your little starter, and then you're decreasing the number of stitches that are there, and then you nestle in your little crystal or your gem, or whatever else. Oh, I just love it so much. I was telling Eula how many times I've made these for gifts as like pendants, and things like that. So it's really cool. I should say, I've made an ornament using the sphere technique that is there. So I guess it was kind of like the pomegranate technique, but I've made ornaments. Like, you guys, there's so much to do. You just have to get started. You have to grab a kit and get started. There's the pomegranate. Here, let me bring you up again.
And there is the pier as
Yes.
well. So they make wonderful decorations for home and gifts.
Yes.
Homework gifts.
Yes, these are the perfect gifts. You can grab a kit for yourself or as a Christmas present for yourself or somebody else. I know we were just talking that I'm going to have to start adding some things to my Christmas list, like the new draw plate so that I can have the flat part of it, because that's one thing I haven't tried yet, is to make anything where you flatten your tube at the end. So I think I'm going to need to get that one for Christmas. So yeah. And then, is that a flat one there? Here, let me bring you up a little bit closer. So I love those. They're so elegant, so delicate. It's just perfect. And so is that the same tube that they would be making with the ring kit?
So if they will continue working and not stop here and make a ring, it can end up being a bracelet. And there's enough wire in the kit to actually make a bracelet.
So there you go. So you could make a bracelet instead of a ring if you really wanted to.
Exactly. Because a bracelet is actually a large ring.
Yeah. Or you can get your kit, make a ring, and then go check out Eula's website. Do you also sell the clasps on your website if they're going to make a bracelet?
Yes, I try to sell everything that is specific to the designs that I offer, so people don't have to go looking for them and not finding them. And so I try. I'm not a shop, but I try to keep in my website everything that I suggest to make, so they can find the clasp there. Definitely.
Awesome. So if they get the kit and they make a ring, what do you suggest as the next project? Would it be going to the bracelet? Is it, going to make like a pair of earrings? Kind of where, or what are some beginner projects that you can suggest for them as well?
I think the best thing to move on to in the same size are the tube necklaces, because where is the camera? Because with the tube necklaces, you can make them in various diameters, and you can knot with them. You can do a lot of things. You can flatten them. You can do like this is the most basic thing that you can make. I don't know, dozens of different designs with. If you look at my bag and you see that necklace over there with the wave, that's another option. It again begins with the same tube necklace. So I would say this would be, and it's a good project because you have to crochet a lot. Okay, that these are a lot of rows, and when you work a lot, you practice and you get better.
Right.
And the working with the draw plate, when you draw the necklace into the draw plate, that's one of the most magical moments because you begin with a rather large. I'm looking at the table. Maybe I have something here. I don't think so. And you begin with something not very even, not very round, and you start inserting it into the draw plate, one hole after the other, and that's magical.
Yeah. I have to say too that when I first started with the technique, it was very humbling because I've crocheted a long time before I found the invisible spool knitting. And, I was like, oh, this is going to be super easy and everything else. It's not that it wasn't easy, but it was just like you have to practice your tension and your gauge in a crochet project. You have to do it here too, because you want your stitches each time to be the same so they look very even. And it just takes a little bit of practice. And I do like the draw plate a lot because it does kind of help fix some of those little imperfections as you pull it through to kind of even things out. So that is always a great option for a next project. Before I forget, because I said I was probably going to, but I didn't want to, you can also head over to the Eula Design website and you can get 15% off for the next 48 hours using the code WeCrochet, which is a capital W, capital C, at checkout. So that means you can grab your starter kit either from us or from Eula, and then you can grab extra wire that you're going to need in all different colors. You can grab a couple extra patterns that you might be interested in, or anything else on the site that you might need. Like, so if you get the ring starter kit and then you want to make the bracelet or the necklace, you can go grab a clasp over on Eula's website as well. Do you have the books over there too?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay, that's okay.
Just
But
the publisher sells it, so
got it. Um,
Amazon.
but you can go ahead.
Amazon, Michael's, most of the shop books have it. So,
Perfect.
and even libraries.
Yes, we can grab a link for it on Amazon or something, and we'll throw it in there too if you guys want to take a look at the book because it is really great. But so go ahead and grab your kits now. I have to say, there's only a limited number of kits. We did not buy a ton of kits. We just bought a small amount to get you guys started. And the biggest difference between our kit and what you're going to get on Eula's website is this teal starter. So you can only get the teal or the turquoise starter on our site. It matches our logo and everything else. So that's why it's turquoise, but you can only get it on our site. If you are buying from Eula, you're going to get the beautiful orange color. That is her signature color. So there's nothing wrong with that. But this turquoise color, you're only going to get with us on WeCrochet. So there's only a small number of them. They started selling already. We were so excited. We've been watching like daily to see how things are going. So you're going to want to grab those while you can before they sell out. And then also head over to Eula's site to use the 15% off code to stock up on all the other things that you're going to need. The bigger starters, the draw plate, extra wire, all of those different things. So yeah, we are so excited about this. We also want to mention that when you shop from Eula, even though we said she's in Israel, you can still ship to the United States. And guys, it comes quick. It is pretty good shipping. I can't say it's like great shipping because then as soon as I say it, something's going to happen. But every time I've ordered stuff, it's come within a week or so, or less sometimes to me, and it's been great. So shipping is great. You can ship to the United States. I think you basically ship everywhere worldwide. Is there anywhere you don't ship?
Iran.
Okay. Well, I think we're pretty good there. We'll see. But
and it's free shipping for orders over $49.
There you go. So
worldwide.
Fill up your cart, ship it out, get started. This is the time to do it because whether or not you get the kit for yourself or as a gift for somebody else, or buy the kit and start making projects so that you can gift. I think the small starter, is that the one that we would use for the ear? So, yeah. So you can do rings, bracelets, necklaces, earrings, and so much with that little starter that you get in the kit. And you can make all your Christmas gifts real quick. Smaller projects, still handmade, still beautiful. And you can still say you crocheted it because you use a crochet hook for it. So,
right.
We are always, always excited about that. Let me see if there are any questions. Does anybody have questions about the starter kits or about Eula Designs website or anything else? Let us know. No, it looks like we don't have too many questions here. People are just saying how interesting this is, how pretty all the jewelry is, and they're so excited to go check this out. So that is always fun. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to have you and to share this and have you be our first spotlighted business and get to continue this journey. Teresa says she's excited to check out the book. So yes, the book is totally worth it to go ahead and grab. It's just that really visual piece right in front of you. I mean, yes, if you get a kit or whatever, you get your video that you can watch over and over, but I really like the book because it's very close-up photos of what you need to do for each part of the project and the technique, not the project, of the technique. So you can really double check what you're doing to have the confidence to keep moving forward. So I definitely think this is worth putting into your crafting library so that you can work on the technique all the time. If you grab the kit and you make something, please, please, please tag both Eula Design and WeCrochet on Instagram, on Facebook. We want to see. We need to know what you're making, what colors you're making. The kits are silver and gold. Doesn't have to be. Just like Eula was showing us the pomegranate and the pear, totally different yarn, wire colors that you can really expand and make whatever you like. So thank you again for joining us. It's been wonderful. I hope everybody falls in love with ISK just like I have. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. You're such a great spirit, really. I really appreciate it. Really, that's what I feel. Thank you, Kate.
Well, thank you. And if you guys have any questions along the way, go ahead and drop them in. We'll still be checking the comments for a little bit. Or if you have problems along the way, you can always reach out to Yale on her website. But again, the videos are so, so good. That's what I've used to make my projects. That's where I started. The book has just been another little extra thing in my back pocket for when I have a question or, need to double check something. But the videos are so great. You'll have everything you need. And again, that all comes in a QR code inside your kit. So you'll be able to get all of that information.
All right. And there is one more thing. There is the group, the Eula ISK group, where you can get support 24/7. Somebody is awake somewhere on the planet. So
yes. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think it's in that group, or maybe it's on your design page. When you always post about the classes that you're having, I'm so like, oh, I need to go to Israel. But no, it's a great group over there as well. They really are helpful. And I love just getting to see what other people are doing with their kits and the different things that they're coming up with. And just the way, if you flatten it this way or twist it that way, it can totally change what you're making. So yes, be sure to follow along in the group for a lot of great inspiration. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Bye.